to the Baseline Talk Podcast. I'm Swift.
This is Flores. Victoria
Flores. It's an honor to have, players come to the podcast each and every week. But we have we are honored to have Victoria Flores here today because not only is she just a phenomenal basketball player, but she's a great person as well. And Victoria, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you went to high school, where you headed, just kind of give us a little rundown.
Okay, yes. Well, I'm Victoria Flores. I grew up in West Dallas, so I started off playing basketball for Pinkston, and I went to a school named Townview. Halfway through my sophomore year, I transferred to Duncanville. And ever since then, I've been at Duncanville, and I'm also going to TCU to play.
Hence the sweatshirt I see.
Yes.
Yes, let the podcast listeners see
TCU
sweatshirt. So you are an incoming freshman, right?
Yes, sir.
That's outstanding. We had talked before we hit the record button and everything. I think you report to campus like how soon?
Like June 4th soon.
June 4th soon. So you got time to go across the stage and hug your parents and pack up and head right over to campus. Huh?
If I even have time to hug them.
I know you're excited and everything about your collegiate journey. You had an awesome high school career. We can't wait to follow you at TCU.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Victoria, just as a basketball player, I've watched you play throughout your high school career. I would just like to hear from you. What do you think some of your greatest strengths on the basketball court is?
On the court, I think one of my greatest strengths is just being a leader, because we have multiple, but definitely being a leader.
Excellent answer, because that's one I feel like that's one of your greatest traits. I feel like you're a great leader, and I just think it comes naturally for you. You're a person that has really persevered throughout your high school career. I see you bounce back from one injury, just had another one, bouncing back real strong, real confident. And that's one thing that I admire about you is your perseverance. Where did that come from? Just your perseverance and your will to be committed and never quit attitude.
Honestly, it comes from my parents, it comes from my sisters, so I'm always around it. It's just, I was born with it, my parents instilled it in me, my sisters teach it to me every day, even my younger sister. So it's just something that God blessed me with, blessed my family with.
Nice. One other question, and I know you had an ACL injury, but what type of advice would you give any other, because it's calm down now, they're having that injury and they're bouncing back stronger than ever. So it's really something that's just sometimes just a bump in the road. But what would you tell any athlete out there on dealing with that type of injury, and do you think is the most important thing or quality that you need to have when trying to overcome that?
Honestly, you just walk the path that God paved for you. Don't try to stray away from it. Don't try to walk in another direction. Don't go left when he's telling you to go right. If he's telling you to go in the direction, you go. He's not telling you just to tell you. He's telling you because he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't just do what you want to do, because at the end of the day, God has your back.
Amen. Good question.
Yeah, that's outstanding. My daughter had experienced an ACL as well. Can you just kind of share with podcast listeners, for those that's going through it, like the mental side of it, we all know that you have to get into the physical therapy and so forth. There's a physical side of it that's tough, but share with us the mental side of recovering from ACL.
Well, I'm recovering from one, but I've also recovered from one my freshman year. So this is my second ACL surgery that I've been through. So I think that's why it's a lot easier for me now, because as a freshman, I was immature. I didn't have, a very close relationship with God. Like, I still believed in him, I still loved him, but compared to the relationship I have with him now, it just didn't really match up. Like, I'm a lot closer to God now than I was before. So honestly, like you said, it's 90% mental and it's 10% physical. Like, yes, of course, it's gonna hurt. You're not gonna want to go to physical therapy because they have you doing all kinds of things that you've never really done before. It's tiring, you're out of shape. And of course, that part's physical. But the mental part is knowing that you're gonna get through it, knowing that pain is temporary, knowing that it takes 1,000 losses to get one win. You're gonna get through it. So it's definitely 90% mental. People don't understand it. They think it's just the physical pain, and it's not.
Nice. And you feel like your relationship with God is a real big, important factor in your recovery.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice. 100%.
I noticed that she said she had a first one in her relationship. Her spiritual relationship wasn't as strong in the first one as it was the second one. And you think that the second time around, because you have a stronger relationship with God, that made that recovery easier?
Yes, it made it 10 times easier.
Okay.
Going back to 2019 when I tore my ACL, my right ACL, I was down a lot of the time. I was thinking the negative way. Yes, I love God, but the problem was I wasn't implementing him in my life how I needed to. Versus 2022, 2023, my relationship with God is so much stronger. He pushes me, he motivates me, he puts those confident and positive thoughts in my mind. Like, he just keeps me going. And that's not something that I really relied on my first time. And I can admit to that. That's my fault for not putting in the 50-50 effort. Because at the end of the day, God's always going to do his part. So it's our part to do our part.
Right.
It's our job to do our part. And I really feel like I've been doing my part a lot better, with a lot more enthusiasm than I was the first go round.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Great. Very mature answer.
Yeah, I'm extremely proud of you, and also I admire just the way you're looking at adversity, because I know you feel like you're a young girl or a young lady at times, but us as adults, a lot of times your testimony motivates us as adults, because we go through the same adversities, and your confidence and your belief and your faith, I admire that, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. And on the basketball side, you're heading into TCU. The whole DFW town is behind you. You're DFW kid. What do you think that you can bring, coming in as an incoming freshman, what do you think that you can bring to a program like TCU, who's in the transition, new coach, and what is your approach?
My approach is to come in how I would come in if I didn't have an injury. I'm going to work hard, I'm going to bring positive energy in, I'm going to be a good leader, I'm going to motivate my teammates. With or without an injury, I'm still myself. So I'm just going to keep doing what I do, keep being myself.
And not only is she a leader, but you're also one of the hardest working basketball players I've been around. So when it gets to the training side of basketball, what is your week like? What is a normal week like for you, like a healthy Victoria Flores?
Honestly, wake up, if not, get a workout in the morning.
What time?
School starts pretty early, so I would usually wake up at 6:30. I probably have to wake up at 5:30. Get a workout in, go to school. Sometimes I would go to the gym during lunch instead of going to lunch. Just eat. I eat throughout the day, so. But after school, we have athletics, so I get that workout in. I stay after an hour after that, just put up shots, and sometimes last year I would either have another training to go to, probably an hour or two rest, go to another training, probably for an hour or two, or go to AAU practice. So that's throughout the week, and then on the weekends, my AAU team had one workout on Saturday, and two workouts on Saturday, so 2 a days, and then one on Sunday.
Nice. basketball world, that's what it takes to be great. That's what it takes to really develop your game. And as you can see, she's one of the hardest working basketball players in the Metroplex by that response.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch you play. You competed against us, and so with that work ethic, that mentality, that approach, that hard working approach, I can see why we lost pretty much every game that we faced. But that, you're right, Swift. That's what it takes to be successful. And I'm glad that you get a chance to share that with the podcast listeners, especially other basketball players that's younger, because sometimes just putting on a jersey doesn't turn you into Superwoman. The effort is put in. Like you said, sometimes, many times, starting at 5:30 in the morning, putting up shots at lunch. You work out with your high school team, your 3 workouts with your AAU team, you work out with your trainer, and your relationship, your spiritual relationship with God. And so all that just kind of comes into play.
Yes.
And now I'm understanding, when I visualize her playing against us and playing against other teams, over the past few years, that I can see why you've been so successful on the court.
I want to pick your brain for a little bit. It probably don't really pertain to you because I know you kind of got a different approach, but do you feel like NIL is important to a lot of young athletes out there today? Just NIL opportunities in general?
Absolutely. I think NIL is a big role for sports nowadays, especially for kids who want to make their own money. Kids who come from a background where they didn't have a lot. Kids from any background, really, just opportunity to make a lot of money, as much money as a lot of athletes have been making. That's definitely a blessing. That's definitely a big part of sports now.
Is that something that you're excited about?
I'm excited for it, but I just want to get back on the court. I just want to
Right.
A true athlete right there.
Well, definitely let us know what your brand is, because we would love to support it. And we just honored to have you. It was a pleasure to have you, and also very insightful. So it was good to have you, Victoria.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, I like I said, this just brings it all back full circle for me. This is my first time getting an opportunity to sit down and talk with you. Seeing you play over the past few years, and your approach to life is remarkable. You come back from 2 tough injuries, and your head is up high. You're looking forward to your future as if you didn't have those injuries.
That's right.
The competitive spirit you had at Duncanville with pro skills, I know that's just going to just transition over to TCU. What's the new coach name?
Coach Mark Campbell.
Coach Mark Campbell. I know he's going to be like ecstatic. I know he's a tough coach. He's coached. What is her name? Kelsey. Not Kelsey.
Sabrina Ionescu.
And is it Sabrina? Sabrina.
And then the 2 twin sisters.
Right. So he put some of the best to play the game in the league and everything. So he's he's a hard worker. He's going to expect a lot out of you and all your teammates too. So I'm just looking forward to it.
Victoria, she's funny because she has that voice. She's a leader, but then she has that little soft voice.
It's almost like how can somebody with that soft voice
don't sound real, does it?
Yeah, you sound.
But it's a nice voice.
Like
it's
a soft
That's
voice.
your
A monster with a soft voice.
Yes, don't let the voice fool you.
Yeah, don't let the voice fool you. I tell you, podcast listeners, I done took a whooping from her before. And I could have swore she probably had a deep voice or anything, but don't let the voice fool you. It's a whole different player when that ball bounces, and that voice.
She's a dog.
She's a dog. She's a dog.
She might not look like it, but she's a dog.
So hey, we got 4 years to enjoy it. Hopefully 5. Go and stick around for 5 and get your masters, and let us enjoy another year at TCU. And hope you don't transfer, but if you do, I'm still going to follow you.
That's right.
Thank you.
Anything you want to leave with the listeners, and